Ambrose Bierce quotes. Love, N. A temporary insanity curable by marriage. The covers of this book are too far apart. Speak when you are angry and you will make the best speech you will ever regret. Quotation, N. The act of repeating erroneously the words of another. N. Garment worn by child when its mother is feeling chilly. N. A person of low taste, more interested in himself than in me. Patience, N. A minor form of despair, disguised as a virtue. All are lunatics, but he who can analyze his delusion is called a philosopher. Selfish, adjective devoid of consideration for the selfishness of others. To ask that the laws of the universe be annulled in behalf of a single petitioner, confessedly unworthy. Cynic, N. A blackguard whose faulty vision sees things as they are not as they ought to be. Lottery, a tax on people who are bad at math. Belief without evidence in what is told by one who speaks without knowledge, of things without parallel. The sacred books of our holy religion, as distinguished from the false and profane writings on which all other faiths are based. Corporation, N. An ingenious device for obtaining individual profit without individual responsibility. Deliverance of sinners from the penalty of their sin through their murder of the deity against whom they sinned. The doctrine of redemption is the fundamental mystery of our holy religions, and whoso believeth in it shall not perish, but have everlasting life in which to try to understand it. Education, N. That which discloses to the wise and disguises from the foolish their lack of understanding. Apologize, to lay the foundation for a future offense. A benighted creature who has the folly to worship something he can see and feel. Bore, N. A person who talks when you wish him to listen. In our civilization, and under our republican form of government, intelligence is so highly honored that it is rewarded by exemption from the cares of office. Cogito cogito ergo cogito sum. I think that I think, therefore I think that I am, as close an approach to certainty as any philosopher has yet made. Adjective, mistaken at the top of one's voice. Homicide, N. The slaying of one human being by another. There are 4 kinds of homicide: felonious, excusable, justifiable, and praiseworthy, but it makes no great difference to the person slain whether he fell by one kind or another. The classification is for advantage of the lawyers. The most affectionate creature in the world is a wet dog. You are not permitted to kill a woman who has wronged you, but nothing forbids you to reflect that she is growing older every minute. In humanity, N. One of the signal and characteristic qualities of humanity. X. There is no definition for this word, nobody knows what hash is. Famous, adjective conspicuously miserable. Dictionary, N. A malevolent literary device for cramping the growth of a language and making it hard and inelastic. This dictionary, however, is a most useful work. A daughter of hope and fear, explaining to ignorance the nature of the unknowable. You don't have to be stupid to be a Christian, but it probably helps. Fidelity, N. A virtue peculiar to those who are about to be betrayed. Mind, N. A mysterious form of matter secreted by the brain. Its chief activity consists in the endeavor to ascertain its own nature, the futility of the attempt being due to the fact that it has nothing but itself to know itself with. Conservative, N. A statesman who is enamored of existing evils, as distinguished from the liberal who wishes to replace them with others. Brain, an apparatus with which we think we think. Christian, n. One who believes that the New Testament is a divinely inspired book admirably suited to the spiritual needs of his neighbor. History an account mostly false, of events unimportant, which are brought about by rulers mostly knaves, and soldiers mostly fools. Vote, n. The instrument and symbol of a freeman's power to make a fool of himself and a wreck of his country. Philosophy, a route of many roads leading from nowhere to nothing. Admiration, n. Our polite recognition of another's resemblance to ourselves. Academe, n. An ancient school where morality and philosophy were taught. Academy, n. A modern school where football is taught. Lawyer one skilled in the circumvention of the law. Dawn, when men of reason go to bed. Belladonna, n. In Italian a beautiful lady, in English a deadly poison. A striking example of the essential identity of the two tongues. Mayonnaise, one of the sauces which serve the French in place of a state religion. The hardest tumble a man can take is to fall over his own bluff. Happiness, an agreeable sensation arising from contemplating the misery of another. Infidel, n. In New York, one who does not believe in the Christian religion, in Constantinople, one who does.